And good evening. My name is DiCarlo Sweeting, and my co-host for the day is
George Missick.
George. What's going on, man? Feel like I ain't hear from you in a little while now. What's happening?
All is good. All is well. Everything is quiet. Getting a little bit of rain, a little bit of sun, a little bit of everything. So, how about you?
Boy, be all we getting is the heat, man. What rain y'all getting all that rain down from? No, y'all wouldn't even get that. They going to say from Hurricane Helene, but I
Yeah,
y'all
a
even
little
get
bit.
that.
Yeah, not the hurricane rains. Thankfully, they could stay wherever they are.
I I totally agree. This been a good thing so far. So
Yep, yep.
I
I seen we seen some pictures that look all too familiar. Obviously, sorry for those who got hit, but boy, always happy when it's not you in that line of fire.
yeah, I agree. So the family and everybody okay.
Wonderful. And you?
I ain't complaining, nothing to complain about. I'm here
Uh,
and I'm
More
happy.
importantly, more importantly, they if they're not complaining, you good.
Oh yeah, once they ain't complaining, happiest man alive. Anyway, let's find out what's going on in the news. Okay, let's start off interesting tonight. Let's start off with the presidential election, the U.S. president election. Oh boy, tonight. Oh, I know if you know, but tonight is the vice president
Debate.
debate. I mean, this is what we've all been waiting on.
From the dark room.
Boy, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it just to see the foolishness what's gonna happen. This the Vance guy, he's interesting to me. I really want to know what he's all about. I think um the Democrats representative, he's gonna be solid. I don't think he's gonna be a problem. He's used to it. He's
Yeah.
a governor. I think he can handle himself. But my thing is, can he handle if Vance goes off course? You know, Trump is something to deal with when he go off course. 'Cause Trump can
I know.
ask some questions, and you can ask him one question, he can start telling you about something else, the cat, the dog, and all kind of other things. It ain't gonna never be where you want it to be, but it can be
Right.
somewhere. So I want to know how they can be able, how he's gonna be able to deal with that if he goes that route. But I think it's gonna be a snooze fest. Actually, I see nothing exciting coming out of it.
Oh man. Uh, that's cool.
Yeah,
These are the vice presidential candidates of the United States of America. You, you don't think they're gonna handle themselves?
I think they're gonna handle themselves, but in a boring way. Uh,
Well, like you said, I think like you said, Van Trump boy, never a boring moment with Trump people because, I think the last time Trump had Mike Pence, I think he picked someone more contrasting to him. I think this Vance, he is much an idiot as Trump. So he, he says he says something like the other night when he talked about when they asked him about putting that story up with the dogs, they eating the cats and the dogs. Yeah, yeah. Well, if we have to make up stories, I was like, hold on, you made up the story? how, how, how could you be bored with these characters?
I it is it's so scary with them. They have no problem with just sitting up there and hey, let's make up something. What's the big
Yeah,
deal?
and just like Trump, he don't care what it is. He said, it's almost like Kevin. The lady is like Kevin Hart. Hey, what you say? I said, yeah. Sometimes you have to make up stories. Yeah, I know what you said. I just didn't want to know if you know what you said. like you can't even believe they just said to you with a straight face. The camera rolling. Boy. The Republicans can't help themselves, boy. Trust me.
They have no problem with that. It's scary that they have no problem with it.
It,
Absolutely none.
it's scary and it's scary and to me it's almost refreshing, right? Because all the things you think they to say, the Republicans has come out and say it. They tell you that's what they thinking, but you right. If someone raises or something in the party, you gonna know because they can't contain themselves. They're gonna say not what is politically correct. They just don't seem to have those filters. And Trump at his age now, like oh god.
This that. It's scary on one to look at it like that. But I like you say, it's so entertaining to me. I ain't gonna lie. I just I. It's
Yeah,
like
if it wasn't for them, if it
you
wasn't for them, I mean,
yeah. This would
it
have
would
been
have been a
boring
real boring
election.
election. Yeah. Because I mean, ain't like Kamala was really saying nothing. Da 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 da. She's still getting lost in her speeches. Um, eh, I was looking at the polls. I think they say Kamala has a slight lead on Trump, but you said to me, this I mean, this election literally seemed like it could be decided like in the last week, the last day. Like this could go from day to day. Whoever is gonna win this, because remember when Hillary was supposed to break the glass ceiling and they had all this to do, right? So I think this one will come down to the wire. Whatever the polls say, lead here. You're gonna have a lot of undecided voters, and voters I think who just gonna go to the poll and hell just sign something to get out because I mean the choices aren't that great. To be honest, um, Kamala was a last minute Hail Mary pass. Eh, you know, they had time for options. The reality of it is they would not have picked chosen her to be vice president. I mean, to run for president. Or you'd have had more people come out. The fact that she went in on this wave and, the Democratic Party, I think this is more against keeping Trump out. The people who are voting Democrats, a great portion of those are like they saw 4 years of Trump and like we don't want to see that again, right? Trump talking some things, immigration, and getting even with people that scares a lot of people.
Yep.
I think what's going on with this war, sorry, not war, but just generally in the world with Israel and Ukraine, that seemed to be moving a lot more to the forefront. Things kind of little heating up, it seems, more in the Middle East. And I think the consensus amongst most people is, hey, we would rather Trump in terms of um, if anything breaks out or to deal with that national security, that portion of it. Because, if I'm being fair, and I think we touched on it last time, is that I'm not impressed with the Democrats, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because she can't. This she was the kind of ambassador they sent overseas. I'm not impressed at all with how their overseas, their relationship overseas, their negotiating, their diplomacy to end any of these things. It seems like they have not been able to stop anything. When we had Bush and Clinton and Obama smooth talkers inside there, like you just felt like, hey, come on, guys, Obama sit everyone down, but right, you had Condoleezza Rice, who was a good ambassador overseas, and I just don't see that in this current administration. And Kamala will be a new president, but how much will the actual administration itself change in terms of their policies going forward? Because we seem to be teetering still on the brink of world war.
That's that is so scary. And I listened to Trump, and Trump said, "Hey, if he was president, this would have all been done over with. This would have been done straight. He would have gone and talked to the guys. Hey guys, let's this, let's do that, and this all would have been over with. This never would. Damn, it never would have happened. It never would have
Right,
happened. So,
right. never never would have seen it. Not one war, not one stone thrown.
and the election now Trump is now calling Kamala, I want to use the right word. She's mentally challenged or something like that. It's always something new with him that I like. How th- how does he stay focused? What is it that he? How are the Republicans going to control him? That's my biggest concern. How are they going to control him?
Well, I think I think what he's suffering from now is he has become Joe Biden, right? You when you get rid of the oldest man, the Roman use the next oldest ones, the most senile, you start to see more of his own, and I think that showed up in the first debate. You start to see more that okay, maybe this fella don't have it as much. There's now people looking for that, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, he was only a couple years, few years behind by Joe Biden. He seemed to be moving a little slower than his first time, and all that dancing and different. Every, I, was, I was supposed to ask you first if anyone tried to kill him today, because
No.
every day someone taking a shot at him. So,
Next week.
so
Next week, same time.
yeah, yeah. So I think that was a real power play. It was a dangerous move by the Democrats, but so far it has seemed to have worked as well as it could work for them because Biden was definitely um, dragging behind Trump when he was in the race. But like I said, now you've already got people thinking it's the whole president. We see a more vibrant Kamala Harris, although,
Yep.
you know, yeah, I mean, white people ain't sure if she white, black, said, So, ah, boy, I don't know. I'm not excited about the elections. That's all I can say. I'm not excited about it. I don't know what the consolation prize is, but it's, because the last 4 years the economy is still crap. The inflation is high. There's a lot of bad things going on,
Yeah.
and I think that's why she's not even really running. Most incumbents tend to run on their ticket. I don't hear running so much on what they did as opposed to what I'm gonna do.
Yep. So I don't know what to say, but we got what? It's November, their election, so we couple weeks away. This is gonna
Yep.
be this is gonna be exciting. I think no matter win or lose, Trump is gonna fight no matter what. If he
Well,
wins,
he
he's
can
got to
only fight if it's a close. He can only fight if it's a close race. He obviously he'll say they cheat if he loses again. But,
yeah, well you know that. Yeah. They rob him again. But I'm waiting to see these things. So anyway, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
You asked and I delivered. Island Ish is back. The podcast you guys have known to love, to like to call in, to like to interact with. We are officially back. For the ones that don't know me, this is your girl Yams. Hearing me on Mix 102.1 FM or your favorite TGF underscore Yams. With the two S's, we're back with Islanish right here on Superior Talk. So make sure you're following the page. We're going live this Thursday, 6 p.m. Don't miss it. Follow us. It's about to get lit.
And we're back. Now, I know you're following the CID thing situation with
Michael
the
Johnson.
yeah. So now they say they got the British police down there. They say they got the FBI down there, and right now, Hubert Menace saying he questions the corruption what's going on here because these people look like they hiding some stuff. Now,
Mm,
when he said that, Fred Mitchell jump up. You know Fred get on to you. Fred say, man, tell Menace, and I'm paraphrasing right now, don't. He only mad right now because the commissioner is the fellow who he on fire because of one situation, and the fellow from CID is the fellow who going to investigate his child when they had some things going on. So right
mm,
now, he's saying these fellas them was ever corrupt, they dirty, they need to go to jail, and look like Braves them try to cover all this up, smooth this out like nothing happened. Now,
mm.
I know what you hear, but this CID, they really keeping this. They they got this tight lip, bad, 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 bad. Everybody didn't hear the recordings. Everybody, yeah. I mean, if he ain't guilty, I shouldn't say that every man innocent is guilty. Use the lawyer in this situation. I don't know if you heard the recordings, but if you heard these recordings, of this fella begging and asking for money, if the thing's done, if all of this going on, what do you think out of their investigation they can find?
Well, I mean, it's a long investigation. I must give them. They're really doing a thorough job. I must give them credit for that. The recording wasn't that long, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe they find some more recordings. You know, most of the witnesses dead. So I think the
Yep.
people in the recording. So I mean, it kind of narrows down who you need to talk to at this point. But I mean, to me, if it's an average person on the street, um, and you get a recording like that, not the police doing that. If they wanted to pick them up, they pick them up the same day, arrest, charge, probably hold you over the weekend. If ain't nobody in the station by Monday, Tuesday, you're going to court. So this long internal closed investigation seems like whoever had the file look like they just gone on vacation. They maybe, sometimes the investigation starts, so you got to make sure this is an active working investigation, or you know, there's an investigation that started but it's to the bottom of the pile, because they have a lot of other cases to get done in Nassau. So
Yeah, but we ain't got these cases. We bring Scotland Yard, FBI them in here to handle this case separately. This ain't Roy but Bobo and Johnny them who go and hold up super value the other day. Ain't nothing getting in the way. We got specialists coming down here to deal with this case only. What and these supposed to be the best of the best.
well, like I said, maybe they have some challenges because people who could talk to them most dead. You kill the witnesses. You know, I'm being a little facetious. The problem with minutes talk is the problem with a lot of these things, and I don't know why people don't understand that, is when you're trying to give a good message, or when you have a valid point, minutes is part of the F and M. Minutes, no, most people don't want to hear from Minutes. Whatever you say, Minutes. Because my first thought when he come up call for investigation with this is like, Minutes, what happened to the investigation after the hurricanes and all these people going missing and all these different, like, where are your investigations, right? So don't, so it all automatically strikes the note, the messenger that's bringing the message, because you have no moral authority. It's just such an easy target to pinpoint. Like you say, Fred Mitchell jump all over him. So they need to know when to shut up. When to send someone else with the message, right? Like
Yeah.
send your boy. Hey, say this for me. Tap someone on the shoulder, because you have to know that the message, even if it's a good one, will not be as well received if you deliver that particular message. So that's my first point on that. In terms of Scotland Yard, I don't think all of that is necessary. I think, again, when Alison Maynard was there, she had what's called swift justice. The longer this takes, particularly if it doesn't end in, hey, these fellas guilty or whatever, right? We find enough to charge them. If it goes any other way after taking this long, people will cry foul, and it's going to leave a foul taste in people's mouth. Because if either way, either if you're innocent or guilty, with the evidence that which was hand packaged and delivered to you, um, you should have been able to take a decision one way or the next. This ain't nothing like someone say, "Oh boy, there's some tapes out there where you," and they about looking for the tapes, and you basically verifying the authenticity. Now, maybe Wayne Monroe can come and say, "Hey, they have all this AI technology and stuff now. Maybe this micro recorded. It wasn't really me. It sounded like me." Da 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 da. I mean, it is what it is. That's the world we live in. You could run some defense, but short of that, the interview, you call him in. I don't know who talking to him, because again, you are part of this fraternity. Now, I've been part of police investigation where they brought in external officers in, and I don't know what become of those reports, because that's the next thing. I do think for the most part, the people who come in to do their jobs, right? But what happens with that data now when they give it to who they need to give it to? Is it edited? Is it adulterated? Is it binding? Because generally they don't have to follow the advice, right? And it's confidential, so they probably don't need to tell you it like how it was given to them. So that's the problem with that. I do think the external people will look and make fair decisions, but in our society, everything has political undertones. It links to somebody else who may be more important than you, although you might get, or someone might say, listen, okay, I go down, buddy, you got to take so and so with you. And at this point now, they don't crisis damage control. But I do think an investigation like this, um, that's been months now,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, since those things came out. And quite frankly, if this is something serious and urgent, they could have already made a decision. Now, they could.
Um, Question: do you think our police can police themselves? Do you think they can really be honest now? Because I know in the States they got internal affairs that them fellas is be gunning for them crooked cops. Can we develop something like internal affairs here? Although everybody related and thing, but we still need a watchdog to watch these officers to keep everything on the street and narrow. Can we police ours? Can the police police themselves? What you think?
There are systems in place where it is possible. I mean, you have president, you have police who have gone to jail. I mean, you have police officers that have been fired over the years for infractions, transferred out of the department, what a number of different things. But it all boils down again to who it is, who is gonna. Each case turns on their own. In some cases it works beautifully, but you have to understand that this particular allegation, this has a lot of tentacles to it. It surpasses, and a lot of times I heard gone from the calling the police to to involve attorneys, and then probably involve some politics, right? So when sometimes it's like the doctor going in to do a surgery thing, you go in, you open up the person and see a mess and like, oh hell no, I can't, right? So I think if this is one of those things where and see it look too messy, then you get into this collateral damage. Some things may never see the light of day if it's too bad. If we could isolate it, contain it, um, one or two people get sacrificed. But if this look like this about to take down 10 people, 20 people, maybe not. And I think that's where the biases and people start to do different things. Leave this alone. This too messy, you know. Rather than, but yeah, and in smaller cases you'll see that works for fine with the police policing each other. But this is the top, so ain't not really higher than the top. But we said other people coming in. My experience is they'll bring in these guys. They'll do their jobs, but at the end of the day, they still have to take that report and give it to someone local, right? No outside body is going to make the decision to prosecute or do anything. That still counts. It still comes back into the fold where someone inside have to make a decision.
And but this what makes it crazy. Why are you bringing in these fellas if you know? I care what you say. You didn't know, buddy. You ain't going to jail. Don't worry about that. I know they got the fellows in charge of CID. They got him on. I get one type of off
Garden leave,
vet,
garden tea party.
and it sound like that's when he come into the commissioner office. He sit down at one desk and he just I don't know. I
You at
what
Starbucks.
what?
You at Starbucks. I mean, you can go for coffee most of
Yeah,
the days.
it sound like he really getting punished. I mean, he's still getting paid. Now he got
Well,
less work to do. He,
I wish someone would pay me to stay home. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and, and
I
and guess what? These fellas them will come, be quiet. Years will go by. You'll forget they even on the force. They still
Yep.
making their money, still got the same position and rank. Nobody knows no different. Now you got the assistant to the assistant who running that department now, and we paying a bunch of people to do nothing while we got another person who's the assistant who doing the job. And I always wondered, well, how come you always seeing the vice president of this or the assistant commissioner? Hold on, where the commissioner? Where the person who in charge of CID? They always mix up and caught up in some type of foolishness. You sweep them underneath the rug. We forget but it. And now these fellas, them living, you hear but them getting one ambassadorship somewhere.
Yeah, boy, we like ambassador jobs.
Oh
I
yeah.
I
I
I think we should get rid of these ambassadors.
no 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 no
Oh,
no. I want one of them. I want one of them first. Let me get one of them first. Then y'all can get rid of it. I try and if anybody after them PLP, DNA, whoever out there y'all listening, I want one of them. I want one of them where I could pick out my furniture. I could pick which house I want to live in. I want one in
yeah.
England. I want one in the United States. It got to be a first world country. And you ain't trying to me Iran and all these other funny places. No, 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 no. First world country. And yes, after that, then y'all could say, okay, we can stop ambassadorship. But I want one of them first. No, no, I ain't getting no.
I you know we boy anyway. I reserve my comments on that because, like you say, what all I see these ambassadors doing is throwing, living good, have a good budget, some staff, throwing
Yeah.
some nice cocktail parties.
Oh
You see
yeah.
them whining and dining the politicians when they go to the wherever they are. They take them out. Take some photo ops. Call up a couple Bahamians
Uh
who
huh.
live around the area. Tell them come for some, wine and cheese.
All right.
And what are we negotiating? What are we really doing with? Um, you can send someone, but this official ambassador title for what? And
George,
so many of them.
that's just
The
it.
PLP the PLP start making up ambassador job.
Yeah.
We got ambassador for the wall, for the
They got
grass outside.
they got an ambassador for technical industrial technical thing. I said, what? Then they got one for music or arts and
Yeah,
something.
everything, and everyone is His Excellency.
Yes, oh yeah. I like that title. I like how that sound. That sound good. So until I get that, don't touch nothing. I care who it is. So FNPLP, DNA, CCCOI, or whoever it is, I want one of them. And if you get one of them, I good. But
And the sad part is every government coming to tells you how broke the country is. We know the deficit. We know the billions and behind we are, but yet we still find money to create all these jobs and posts. Like where does
it's not
this
already in the
artificial money
budget.
come from?
That ambassadorship's there already in the budget. Can't take them out
Yeah,
of the
but can anybody? And this is we need to hold people accountable, right? Because is there any evidence? Does anybody give us any report at the end of the year, at the end of the term, to say, listen, this is how we rate. This is the grading system, right? Because of Ambassador John Doe, who was over here, the Bahamas got 300 scholarships in Canada. We got rid of it. We don't have to sign to pay the visa fee no more. I don't know. Like show how this is benefiting the Bahamas. We know we're paying for the stuff, but what we paying for? Like should we just send someone over every third month to a meeting or something? Like, what are you doing on a daily basis to justify your presence in these places? I don't get it. We
I
only have a handful of Bahamians in some of these places, so it ain't like we have no town with no thousands none of these places. I don't think we have no big group of Bahamians like you say the Jamaican community or Little Haiti or we don't have none of those nowhere. You barely make enough people for a little cocktail party when they throw these receptions, but we need to call these things out. But other than a political appointment to some to reward some loyal party supporters, or they like to do it with the former police commissioners now too.
oh
So
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when we
Reese.
tired of you, we can make you an ambassador.
Oh yeah. Well, George, I know about all that, but I said I want mine. And legal or illegal, I gotta make it. So
Yeah, but you want to make an ambassador? Give me KB. Give me. I call you some ambassadors now, but we can't be sending these politicians who, I mean, these people we don't know, like what skill. Anyway, my pet peeve.
Yeah, yeah. Don't call no name when you say that. And anyway, let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Yo, what's up, Bahamas? My name is Andrew Williams, aka Cat,
And I'm your boy Mix.
and we're representing Off the Bench, the number one talk sportcast in the Bahamas.
In the world, my boy.
My bad partner. So
Yeah.
we cover anything sports throughout the Bahamas. We cover our Bahamian athletes wherever they are, and they're making waves in sports. We cover them.
Hey, just tune in to us every Wednesday here on Superior Talk at 6 o'clock p.m.
The number one talk show
in the world.
in the world.
In the world, Craig.
And we're back. Um, got some sad news I have to tell you because Grandmama Power still ain't get their act together. They lie to us, George. They tell us they get some generators and they can fix these problems, and as soon as these generators get in, everything can be straight. And they lie. Power going off here. I scared right now be in the middle of this thing and power could go off. I really trying to speed this along because I want none of us. Audience out there, if you watch it, if you see us go blank or only George left on the thing up, power
It's not
going.
you.
Yeah, hear
Yeah.
me. Power going off. I don't know why, but power going off. And now it seems like BPL was ever in that situation. They wasn't
Yep.
never no better. We joined the ranks of them. So across the board now we having this issue. So there's an official message now the port has put out because as you knew, um the Grandmama Power Company they were saying that they needed a rate hike. They wanted to
Right.
go up on the rates. And they had to go to the Port Authority because they're the regulators, and they had to go to them to get approval. The Port Authority sent out a memo today saying that their request has been suspended due to the outages that are going on right now. And I I have mixed feelings about this because they telling me they ain't gonna do it now until Grandmama Power get their act together, then they'll come back and revisit this rate hike. And I'm like, why we have to go back and wait till they do better? If you ain't doing better, why should I give you a reward for not doing better? Why I gotta wait and come back to see if you can get your act together? You are not doing a good job at this time. Mind you, before Grandmama Power was the jewel of the Caribbean, ain't no one could have touched us. Hurricane come, they fixed this and they fixed that. It was a beautiful thing. I don't know
Hmm.
what happened. And then you sitting back up and you want to raise for bad treatment? I know they used to that Nassau. And my Nassau people, I understand how y'all feel. I never was in Nassau when there was a power outage. Never. Thank the Lord. Never was there. But I know how y'all feel now. This is ridiculous. And it's so bad now, George. They send you it. You know it's bad when you sending out a schedule. Hey, I cutting off your
They know
power
what
right
they
now.
know when they can mess you up. Yeah.
How you could tell? I'd rather you tell me the rat run across one of the transformers and that's what knock out the thing. Don't come tell you got a schedule to knock me out. And no matter what you say with BPL don't send out no schedule saying
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just they give you
yeah,
hope.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean you know it coming the power going off,
yeah.
but at least they ain't sending out a schedule to say these
That's
things.
the That's like when you're small, your old lady by a certain time you got your power week, she cutting the light off on you, right? This
Yeah.
right? You got until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, boom, lights off. Like, yeah, that's add an insult to injury, like you said. Let it be random. Like what? But don't tell me, okay, do what you gotta do, boss. You want to take one bath, you want to watch half of your show, watch it, you want to watch half of the debate, watch it. No, no, no. Yeah, I have a problem with that. But you know what's going on. You know, you all start fooling with the port. You all got I'm brave them threatening these people every day. But what they can do and pay back $300,000 and whatever. Remember when you guys used to threaten Leslie Miller? What Leslie Miller is to do to you? Your butt can sweat. Let me cut your power off. So you all know we already have a precedent for this, right? So you don't want to give the people their rate hike. They getting threatened. You have to understand. Maybe I might be wrong. This is just a theory here. You might be in a war, and in the art of war, sometimes people hit below the belt. People are going to do what they have to do to get their advantage. They need to show you because, like you said, you remember when your power used to stay on. Listen, you know, you all when you all act right, you can keep your power on. You act bad, it could get dark around here, get hot, and and, and I mean, I don't endorse it, but frankly, maybe if it was me, I had the button to turn off your power. I, you have to use what you have to use sometimes.
Okay, I can put some pressure on you right now. I can put some pressure on you. You as a lawyer, why haven't we heard from lawyers them? Because they are being affected by this power loss also. There got to be something that they could do to say and back up the people right now. Yeah, I notice y'all lawyers them say y'all think y'all slick too. Y'all like to pick y'all battles. Well, y'all don't pick nobody.
Hey,
Y'all just is leave people out there. You know we need legal representation. Even if you come to me on the backhand side and say, okay, Carlo, do this, do that, write this down. I can write this for you, sign this, and we can put something up against them so y'all could go against the power company. Y'all never want to help the brother.
hold on. Lawyers running charity now. What is this?
No,
You go to any lawyer, carry your bank book, and tell them, listen, big man, these people keep cutting off my power. I tired of this. Can we file a lawsuit? Why y'all think lawyers? I get offended by this. So this is personal, right? Why y'all think lawyers just sitting out waiting to do free work? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. You're gonna make a lot of enemies doing these things. So when a lawyer does, and they tell us you shouldn't be a lawyer for yourself. So yeah, we feel in the heat, but you know what the lawyers waiting on? They're waiting for someone to call them to come in their office, write a check, retain them, and ask them what can we do about this, and they will tell you you can do this, you can do that, right? But nobody going out in the hot sun. I mean, those days, I mean, Fred Smith used to do a lot of noise in Freeport,
thank
but
you. Thank
I
God for
mean,
Smith.
yeah,
Where
but
the
Fred,
Fred Smiths them are now?
yeah, but what y'all do to Fred, I guess, get tired of doing it. Like, what, again, Fred got bills to pay just like y'all. So when you go to the lawyer, you have to carry your money. The lawyers will gladly do it. If that's what people want to do, let them come together, let them go, grab a group, class action suit, but you have to pay the lawyers to do the work.
George, George.
Lawyers
Y'all
aren't just
no,
troublemakers.
ain't no
They're not
trouble
just
because
troublemakers.
the people need help. Y'all could
No, no, no.
come, y'all.
Call your politician. That's what you elected. That's why the people elected. The people paid the politicians. They pay them very well. But you want a lawyer to move from his desk, don't feed his family, go out there, challenge the court, uh, for free. That I don't understand that. And your representatives, you got but what, 5 or 6 in Freeport? How much? 5?
Five.
Yeah, they're the people who need to challenge these things. They're already on the payroll.
But y'all being affected too.
And
Come, let's come together. Let's say something there. You got all these companies here. Hey, everybody give me $100. Let's do this. Let's go do something about this because it ain't getting no better. And sometimes they ain't gonna do no better until they see we serious. I mean, I can tell you, we ain't got no money, George. We can't pay
oh,
the light bill because every time we make noise, the light bill go up higher.
well, hey, what you would say? If rape is inevitable, lay back and enjoy it.
Oh my God! No, you that. Hey, we gotta edit that out. We gotta edit that
I,
out. Yeah.
I, I think I hear that from St. George. If it-
That is not right. That is not right at all. No sir, no sir. I
but
will not accept that.
I don't like the part where you say they lie to you. You know, lie. Yeah, I mean, Freeport grandbabies have been lied to enough times, and like I said, I actually was just talking to a friend of mine recently. I said I made some comment about the power, and she said, "No, no, the power fixed. No, man, we have the they fix it." They said it. I said, "You sure?" Because I like no, man, they now when I look, all hell break loose again. I see the schedule come up. But
Oh, oh,
I don't believe anything news emanating from anyone in authority over there right now.
we need help, man. We need help. This power was not one of the battles we thought we would be fighting in 2024. That's just not that. We had a lot of things on our plate, and power wasn't one of them. But I guess what saying is if rape is inevitable, sit back. What?
Lay back and enjoy it, man. You can't do nothing. And make the best of the situation, man. You're gonna be in the heat. You go outside. You know, tell
Uh,
some stories.
I can't believe you just said anyway, let's take a commercial break. I can't believe the things will come with this man mode tonight.
Don't tell the messenger.
Oh Lord.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jason.
And I'm Cheryl. Join us here on Superior Talk Bahamas YouTube channel every Tuesday at 6 for Let's Talk.
Where we talk about issues that matter to you. We try to come up with workable, practical solutions so we have more action and less talk.
See you on Tuesday.
And we're back. Oh boy, George. This is our question of the day. And I didn't hear so much things. And I find this hard to believe. But we dealing with Diddy tonight.
I see a message say free Diddy.
I can't believe and from the baby oil them to the prostitution, the parties, the all type of things what going on. I can't believe all these things. So, question of the day is: you think Diddy going to jail for good?
I gonna say you already in jail. He offer 75 million to get out there.
You see that? How you
They won't give.
offering you all this money?
Yeah.
My George, it's got to be a setup. I don't care what nobody say. This got to be a setup. You
And you can't
can't
get bail. There's a good chance you can stay there for a while.
you can't no matter what it is I offer you for bail. You telling me no? Why? What it is? What
I
have
mean,
I
it's
done so far that had made me y'all say I can't? I'll be on house arrest. I'll have the ankle bracelet. I'll put a chain on my foot on the door to make sure I
uh,
don't go nowhere. Why y'all will make sure I stay in jail?
you see how much people did he mess up? Usher, Justin Bieber. I mean, you really want to put him back around your children. I mean, Will Smith. Who all? You know how much people. He's a menace to society. He's been that way for the last 20 some years when y'all was dancing, but told you we can't
Take
stop.
that.
The
Take that.
man, I have no sympathy. I want them to free I would free R. Kelly before Diddy. That's another topic, right? But if Diddy did, and okay, let's break this down. Let me get legal for a minute.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let me hear this.
Y'all keep talking about this baby oil until they explain to me exactly what this baby oil was for. I don't even know. Right? I had a baby before. We used to put some baby oil on the children. I don't know what all the baby oil for. So when people just keep throwing up these baby oil, to me that's prejudicial evidence, right? Like they led the story with the baby oil. But when you think about it, but what's the crime with having $1,000 bottles of baby oil, right? So immediately you're trying to put, and they didn't tell you a lot on their thing. They said there was videos, like someone said, they said a lot of things, but when you think about it, prostitution, all over America, all this profession.
Yep.
Everybody was there partying, having a good time. Um,
Consenting
the baby
adults.
oil, the dildos. I don't know. I mean, he had some adult parties. Apparently, there was no such thing, no party like a Diddy party.
Yep.
And Cat Williams, I am from the Cat Williams school of thought, and this is where I like to, adults to take responsibility. Cat Williams said, "Did he like to party?" You have to tell him no. If you stay, you want party, PD Jake's party. We still don't know what So if they're gonna cast this net, and that's the next thing, if we're gonna lock up Diddy, you I mean, someone like Diddy, if you throw a party, Carlo, and a party with all these celebrities and stars, you really think you going down to the store, you shopping, you buying the dildos, you buying the oil, you doing all these different things. You just have a venue pretty much, right? So why are we making an example of Diddy? They say they have tapes, but by the time this charges were laid, you should have had at least 10 people in custody. The mere fact that you pick out one guy and you said, you know what, we're gonna make him the y'all Epstein, right? Weinstein or what? You know all them freaky boys. Up until that point, we had R. Kelly, who had a little problem with little children, and I mean, he had his enablers, but this Diddy thing, it troubles me a bit. If he is guilty of the human trafficking, there were some things that they talk about inside their human trafficking again, but again, I think some things they throw a lot of things together. And when the police do that without saying much of anything, then they start talking about Cassie and all. Right? Cassie get her $30 million and walk. Right? Cassie, I don't think Cassie have a dog in the fight right now. She living good. She busy spending her 30 million. So why now? And there's a lot of theories floating out over
Yep.
the internet on why they coming down on Diddy now. He's offended some of the wrong people.
Yep.
One
Yep.
theory is that he won some big lawsuit or something earlier this year with some people over his
Racial,
wine.
racial.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw another thing where he was talking about starting this black political party. Those things you I'd have to die or you have to get locked up. Certain things when you say that America is a man with money who could actually carry certain things into effect, who has the ability to influence a lot of people, you become a threat. So I mean, and what I don't like, this is just me personally, because I understand this, is all these people who was partying with Diddy, we so quick to throw someone under the bus and to eat our own at the earliest opportunity. Like people who you thought was close, they all, I mean, 50 Cent them with all this shit with no moral ground to stand on. Like, I don't celebrate things like this because anytime I see a black person, particularly one of our who we call our black leaders, we grew up from P. Diddy and whatever the circumstances, I take no joy and delight. Yes, entertaining, I'll crack jokes with you. But my first reaction to this is I look at my people, right? Like this is bad for us because they're trying to paint us like animals. But I didn't even hear as much of these stories, probably even Epstein and Wines. They sweep a lot of their stuff under the rug, you know. We
Yep.
still haven't really heard, but the things I've already heard from Diddy over the past couple weeks since he's been arrested, and how this whole black community, their stars, and everyone just jumping on him as if they wasn't at those parties. It's a bit troubling.
My to do is this, right? We dealing with Hollywood here, and if you go to a Hollywood party, George, I think they ain't like our backyard party. I think when you
No.
go to this Hollywood party, no matter who throwing it,
Yep. You have the
you can
coke.
see
You have the
you can
this.
you can see some things, some
Yep.
illegal things, and that's just a Hollywood party. Diddy only no different from Frank
No.
Sinatra on. Diddy
No.
only no different
What the boy name from the Playboy Mansion? Hugh Hefner and
yeah,
all of those.
you know when you go to the Playboy Mansion, you know what's going down there. So
Yep.
what makes and I agree with you. What makes a Diddy party different from any other Hollywood party? Cause all got the same thing: sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what
Yep.
this all thing all about. Now, It's the same thing I tried to display with when it was Tyreek Hill and he got arrested for the thing of I need our black heroes, our black men to start coming home. I need we don't have enough role models. We don't have enough people there that they can broadcast to the world that these are good men. But the minute they do something wrong, it
Yeah,
all over the place. Tyreek Hill, as well as he played, as good as he's played, Super Bowl champion. The one time he missed and come to work late and they pull him over, you got weeks and weeks of him on the news. R. Kelly, I don't care what nobody say, and y'all get mad at me. The best R&B
ever,
composer, singer, producer ever,
ever.
ever. Now I'm just talking about
They,
the music now.
they don't
Just the
want y'all to have
music.
no black heroes. They don't want y'all to have no black heroes. None.
They want us now. They want me now to forget step in the name of love.
Oh,
They want me to forget half on a baby. They
happy
want me to
people.
forget sex, me, baby. They want me, all of this
I
to
believe
be
I can fly.
erased. Yeah,
Yeah,
all these good things. And us as black men have to now, I don't know what sickness some of us got. Some of us got some sicknesses. We need to work out. As talented
true.
as he is. And guess what? The most sickest one we always talk about was Prince. And they never get Prince or nothing or whatever like that. We know something wrong with Prince, something wrong with Prince. We
Prince
know
was too
Prince got
private. Prince was private. Prince was
yeah.
private.
Prince was, hold on, Prince. I know Prince got some freakiness going on there. I know he had some Diddy parties going on in his lifetime. But
Yeah,
we have to realize if we want to take that next step, if we want to become the role models, the next real black president.
yeah.
No disrespect to Obama, but when we can have one Rodney Jenkins is president of the United States with the nappy head and everything, we know we getting somewhere. But the
Yep.
minute we try take that step, they grab any and every bad thing we have ever done in our whole life and they just bring it out to the world and they don't stop.
You remember Shut Up and Dribble?
Yep,
So again, this is my problem. When they was partying, when they had the hose out, when the liquor was pouring, when we was doing black things, I was
yep,
fine. Y'all getting drunk, y'all screwing each other, man, woman, dog, whatever. That was fine. But the minute you get this amount of money and you start getting into politics and you trying to do this foolish, you out of that's what America doesn't want a lot of times. And that's when you see a lot of these people begin to come down when they open their mouth. Shut up and dribble. I have friends who tell me, why LeBron James talking? He's about they saying the same thing. I say, "Oh, you from the shut up and dribble school? Do it." If he has he's a billionaire. He has a voice. He wants to use his voice. Why do you get scared when people with a voice tend to use their voice? Like I said, if there's a crime, punish the crime. But don't start telling me all kind of foolishness with baby oil and right. For years we've been saying, okay, some may look right with Tupac murder and Biggie murder, and here's some suspicious. Y'all investigate that. No, ain't nobody got time for that, right? The minute they think you got it down, and again, where this the next thing with black men, it always the women that bring us that bring them down, right? Like it's always a downfall. So the minute he opened that door up with this Cassie thing, you forget the murder drop and all these different things. But the minute you hit somebody, or and they get their foot to open that door, you finish,
yep.
and you worth $1 billion. The lawyers start looking at how much money, how this is going to bolster my career,
Oh yeah,
whatever. So I hear the stories and they sensationalize it, but sometimes we have to sit back and take in these stories, wait for the evidence, and listen to what they're saying. And like you said, see if that's any different from what they was doing down the street or next door. Because P Diddy, I mean, he ain't doing nothing new inside Hollywood. I hear Magic Johnson talk about the parties he used to throw back in the day, right? So this ain't nothing new. And again, nowadays you hear about people all over these islands. They come down here, these ball players, whoever, bring their IG models and stuff in. They sign the NDAs and right, consent adults. For the most part, people leave adults alone. Now, when you start with the they like to use this human trafficking, boy. And when you when I hear true human trafficking, I watch movies where they had human, and you got the Russians throwing people in vans and tying them up, and right.
And
So
containers carrying them across the country.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
like I say, if
and
you cross
so
state
so
line, that's
that
human
immediately
trafficking.
comes to your mind. That
Yeah.
immediately comes to your mind. The puffy grabbing gals of the, and I'm sure that did not happen. So
No, he
when
going
you
from New York to New Jersey. That's all he did.
yeah, you invite some people to the party. They yeah, yeah, again, I'll wait for the evidence, but I kind of see this as because of what they didn't give us. I see them as hit them with this sensational headline, get him killed, get him tried in the public eye first, right? So he ain't no coming back for you, and then we can hit you with one, plea deal or something, throw you away because I don't think this is necessarily probably go to trial. Tell him, listen, take 10, 20 years or whatever, boom, boom, you'll still come out to see your children, right? But I'm going to sit back and reserve some of my comments because there's too much going on in the world. I'm older now, so I've seen a lot of things. I don't take much things at face value. Do I think P. Diddy did a lot of I believe Cat Williams' video 100%. Right? So Cat already put me up on game. So, but I do also believe in a lot of cases these were walk away situations. These were tell Diddy no situations. These weren't really,
They,
let me hold you again. I
they,
that's what I
they,
think it was. People were
they say
partying.
Diddy used to come to the door, ball naked,
Yeah,
and if you decide to walk in the door with a man ball naked, you must see no.
yeah.
What is going on?
You want this record deal or not?
This is it.
I pass. Yeah, I good.
This is
Right?
it. You go in that door, you know what you're going for. But
Hey, the,
like I say with our black men, we have to. We haven't had a real black leader. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. They make sure and they find ways that we never ever have a real black leader again. We are now in a time that I don't know if we ever had this much black millionaires in our whole lifetime. That people we could look at who have built businesses
right.
actually could sit down and say, okay, I could want to be like Sean Puffy Combs. I could be like whoever else out there. And we can't mess it up by
Yep.
allowing and trust me, they out there because to sit down and watch them going back at Bill Cosby do these things, and let
Oh,
me
jeez.
explain this now. I am not saying what these fellas did was a good thing. I am not saying this.
All let's have done.
Yeah, and they wasn't the only one doing it. They create these things, but what I'm saying is the minute Bill Cosby talk, when he want to buy NBC and all these other things, let's shut this down right here, right now. And they have to understand I ain't checking for these other, us as black people have to understand they coming for us. The minute
Yep.
you get that notoriety, that money, and that people start listening to you, they coming for you. Have your
Yep.
ducks in a row. Be the man that we need you to be. So once we get our leader, ain't nothing they could do with us.
Oh, so someone talk about Nygaard. Nygaard was a different creature.
Oh Lord.
Nygaard, Nygaard, Nygaard was wrong for. I don't even think the Diddy situation was a Nygaard situation. Nygaard come to this little island in the Caribbean and turn it into his little party bowl, right? I would separate that into a whole other category. But this Diddy thing, like you said, Diddy facilitated. I see him as a facilitator in this. Like you said, he uses part to bring people together. He had his little kinks, obviously. I'm more concerned about, like I said, these criminal associate, these elements or these allegations that kind of floating out there surrounding some more vicious, you know, murder and different things that I am with baby lotion, baby oil and whatever. Because to me, adults, if you love it, you like it, I love it. Whatever, make
Yeah.
your boat float. It ain't for me, but I wasn't there. I had no one be there. Those who went there, a lot of people on record are saying ain't no party like a Diddy party. They had a great time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna lock up Diddy for his party, show me some more parties because
Yeah.
this Diddy doesn't invent no
He ain't the
party.
only one.
Yeah, $1,000, those things stories don't move me as much as what's the motive behind this. At the end of the day, I want to know, and why now? Because this, and why there's so much things, there's so much whys, and why you don't give the man bail. What's he gonna do? I mean, who the witnesses, who he's gonna intimidate and take out, and like it's a bit of a overkill. And at the same time, you saw they were taking down the mayor of New York,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Not a
Yep.
black man, right? Over some foolishness. Some I sorry, let me know, 'cause I don't condone no crime. It's allegation of corruption. What is like $100,000? I mean, Biden them do that this morning, right? Like, yeah, this is ridiculous. How you always look who you piss off, because to go after someone that hard, and private investigation and different, and the allegations weren't that big against the mayor. So when they start to see, it's like my child. What people come to my house, tell my child, do not. What you do? I'm gonna take a position first until I get all the evidence in and whatnot. Sometimes you need to sit back and chill, because this world, I've seen enough things to know that it ain't just conspiracy theory when we say a lot of these things. There is motives and reasons behind it. If there's a crime, punish the crime. But again, don't try to punish, take all us down, because this is so much bigger than Biggie. They call all our black heroes in that,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah.
They call Jay Z, Mary J. Blige. They even get J Lo just for effect. She close enough. She was fraternizing with us,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of people in there, and trust me, if this goes the way that some of these people talking about it going, I mean, just delete your Apple Music. It's over. It's over. So I'm happy way the road this could lead to. And I just Jay Z on repeat. Jay Z connected to Beyonce. I mean, the great Bishop T.D. Jakes in the middle there. Like, I mean, there's, there's black, there's the whole black entertainment
Yep.
industry that is tied to Diddy, and they will find a way to extricate pretty much every white person from. I don't call one, but they
No,
wasn't going to Diddy party too.
people wasn't going to the Diddy party. No. No.
Nigerians say rubbish.
Anyway, let's do our bongi of the day. Okay, there will be no bongi of the day. I want to do a rest in peace for two of our good black people. First, I heard this morning that Dikembe Mutombo passed away. If anyone who knows, he was a basketball player, one of the greatest defensive players we have ever seen. You might see him in the commercials when he do a block and he say no, 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 no. But he was a great defensive player from Georgetown. Then he went to Denver, and after Denver, I try to remember where else he went. Both of the teams um, retired his jersey, and it's gonna be. He was also an ambassador for Africa. He did a lot of things. He had a program for 300 beds for a village that they had in Africa. They came in to create a village, and everyone had it was up to 300 beds. A great guy. He will be missed, not just for what he did on the court, but also what he did off the court. Next, rest in peace is James John Amos. For
Johnny boy,
y'all, yeah, man. Um,
and hey,
yeah, the father from Good Times, James Evans. Or y'all might know him from Coming to America, the father of the lady who got married to Eddie Murphy.
And it's weird because James Earl Jones just died
Yep.
a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So those are good actors and great athletes that we lost today. It was shocking that all this stuff happened. Like, what? Hey, he going too?
Yeah. I didn't even see that.
No.
Good times, boy.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, rest in peace.
rest in peace to him. And
They had yeah, those are real pioneers. You call they are good times. They've been around. I'm sure a lot of black actors, and to have that longevity in Hollywood for so
yeah,
long, like he was still acting and into old age. So um, definitely will be a miss. Kimbe, like you said, I think he was one of the first ones to put African athletes on the map.
yeah,
And young man, only 58 years old. I think it was a brain tumor or something.
yep,
Yeah, so that's the next thing while we're talking about black men. Definitely, do those regular checks, man. Like men generally don't take care. A lot of men don't take care of themselves. They always obviously they're busy taking care of everyone else or doing whatever. But your health is you want to be around. Go and get things checked early. Early
de-
detention saves lives or
yep,
extends it.
definitely. So yes, to the Amos and the Matumbo family, our condolences from what's going on in Superior Talk. Um, what else can we say? These were great men. They did a great service to the world, and they will be missed. So, other than that, George, that's it for the night. I want our audience just remember that we have shows on Sword Sharpeners at 6 p.m. on Monday. Tuesday, we have Let's Talk at 6. What's going on at 8? Wednesday, we have Off the Bench, our weekly sports show. And then we have our next show, Islandish, on Thursday, 6 p.m. So if you want to get some more Superior Talk shows, go ahead. These are the times that you can watch us at. We also do live remotes to our Bahamian games and yeah, even Bahamian events. So if you want to stay in tune with what's going on here, tune into Superior Talk Bahamas, subscribe, like the page, and we thank you very much. George, have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.